AKC Bernese Mountain Dog Ranch fans. This is Zippy and the General's Facebook Live debut. We are working on manding, which requires them to sit patiently without being demanding and look expectantly at me for a treat. This one has it down. Now last week I did individual videos of all the puppies and I tested the treats to see which ones they liked best, and surprisingly few of them were fond of the cheese. Now to be fair, that was the very first time any of them had ever tried cheese. So cheese is what we're doing right now, and as you can see, their taste buds have improved. So I do have a few questions that were submitted. Thank you for those. I don't have as many as I expected, so I thought we would have a little fun at the end. And I'm a little distracted. I'm not doing my job. They're doing theirs, but I'm not doing mine. So, introduction. My name is Michelle Hall. I am the breeder here at AKC Bernese Mountain Dog Ranch. And this is my first litter of 2024. 5 girls, 5 boys. So I'll dive into the questions, and then with what time we have left, I will get started with some of the fun things we have planned. Why such an emphasis on pumpkin water? Good question. Thank you for asking it. I do put a lot of emphasis on pumpkin in my program because Bernese Mountain Dogs are, in my opinion, the absolute most fabulous breed for families or for singles, really for anybody. They're large, low energy for the most part, like compared to your other working breeds like cattle dogs, for example. But they do have, their drawbacks, and one of those is a sensitive digestive system. So to fully prepare my guys to go through the transition from leaving the only home they've ever known and entering the homes of people who are on my waiting list, I give them lots of fiber in the form of pumpkin. They get whole milk vanilla yogurt. They get a very, very potent probiotic powder, Purina Fortiflora by Purina Pro, and that's on my website. I encourage everyone to go to my favorite products page of my website. I do not get any kind of compensation for sharing those items. Those are just what I've discovered to be the absolute best products for this breed. And Fortiflora powder every day, you need it. Do you put the puppies at risk to socialize them before their entire round of shots? Okay, first of all, I would never, except now, sorry. I would never knowingly put any pet at risk for acquiring a disease. I do firmly believe in socializing and exposing puppies to every possible environmental trigger before they turn 5 weeks old. That's not possible. They're 5.5 weeks old, and I'm still in the process of my 8-page socialization checklist. Our videos are a lot like reality TV that you might watch on a weeknight on your cable channels. There's a lot of behind the scenes that aren't shown, and one of those is stringent biohazard risk management. When I take my puppies into a place that has, like for example, Tractor Supply, there's all kinds of animals that are welcome in there. We don't expose them to any people in those stores except me. I take my own wagon, so there's no risk of them picking up, say, a parvo vaccine off of the floor. All kinds of animals that are welcome in there. We don't expose them to any people in those stores except me. I take my own wagon, So there's no risk of them picking up, say, a parvo vaccine off of the floor that some dog 20 minutes earlier brought in on the pads of their feet. And yet they do get the benefit of being exposed to the sights, sounds, and smells of a retail ranch store. So I've never had a problem with that. The breeding program that I follow, most of that comes from puppy culture. That's decades old program. They don't report any problems. You just have to be smart about it and take those biohazard risk management steps. Good question though. How long have you been breeding? I've been breeding since I was a child. My dad bred and showed AKC German Shepherd. That was my first breed. I love that breed. And then when I left home and we started our family, we home educated our 5 kids. They're all adults now. And they were given the opportunity to be junior handlers and breed and show AKC Beagles. So we did that for about a decade or so. And then when they left and I was an empty nester, my daughter Alexandra, who has a Bernese Mountain Dog of her own but didn't at the time, found the Bernese Mountain Dog breed for me because I was going through a difficult time as a mom of adult kids. And when I met the breed, fell in love with the breed, they need me as much as I need them to need me. And I just took my experience from since I was a child, and my attempt is to breed healthy, sound, temperament and body, sound Bernese Mountain Dogs so that families just like mine can enjoy this remarkable breed. What is your daily schedule and routine like? Oh. It's really like having 10 newborns, humans, seriously. We try and get up about 7:30. First thing we do is let all of our adult dogs outside to take care of their business. Then we let the puppies outside with their mama to nurse for quite a while we get the household going inside. Then we go to town with our puppies, and as they get older, that's 2 trips to town. Our closest town is 30 minutes away, so that's an hour round trip per trip, and whatever time we spend in town. Of course, this gets a little messier than you see it today. We'll have to clean it up about once every day and a half. As they get older, 2 days. This litter at almost 6 weeks old is doing great with these potty trays. What's in these potty trays is not a question that was asked, but I'm still going to answer it. These are pine pellets from the Tractor Supply or Farm and Ranch store. We introduce these to the litter before they are food driven. So 2 weeks of age, we look for a behavior marker of the litter, and the behavior marker I look for is when they naturally separate themselves from the mama and the puppy pile to relieve themselves. Dogs are naturally den animals. So when I see the litter predominantly moving away from mama and the puppy pile to go to the bathroom, that's when I introduce these. That's before they decide they want to chew on something, because this is a choke hazard. And we monitor them constantly to make sure they're not developing the habit of chewing on them, because they expand when they're wet, and that would expand in them, their throat, their stomach. We don't want that. And then now they're pretty much 100% potty trained to this when they're inside, as far as number 2. Sometimes they don't understand that their back of their body isn't where their front of their body is, so they might have be on the edge or some fall out. But that isn't because they're not trying. They're just still not aware that their body size has grown. They're going to think they're lap dogs their entire life, by the way. And something else that wasn't asked was how to manage chewing. As you can see, this one is chewing on me. So there's all kinds of videos and training thoughts that take time, and those are fine to watch. I don't have a problem with those. But what I like to do is just spray myself, and anything I don't want them to chew on, with this bitter cherry chew deterrent. Problem solved. My hand is safe. Go puppy. And it's pet safe. It's produced for this purpose, actually, so they don't chew on things like this. And I spray that down too. But eventually, they'll learn that my hand doesn't taste very good, and so they'll leave it alone. Where is last year's Litter Nanny, LaDonna? Oh, I love her, and I miss her. So LaDonna actually lives hundreds of miles away, and she came last year for several litters. We appreciated her time, but her life schedule and obligations just not possible for her to be here. I appreciated her help. I got an email from her just yesterday. Glad to hear from her. So yeah, we can't replace her with one person, so there's more than one person now doing her job. But good question, and I know a lot of the people from past litters are keeping in contact with her. Why did you change your kennel name? Well, when I started breeding the Bernese Mountain Dogs, we were looking for property in Wyoming. My husband and I are retirement age, but we hadn't found anything yet. And we actually lived in a little community in Oklahoma, and our property was right next to a railroad, and it just was constant train, horns, the cars clicking by. So instead of beating it, we just owned it, and so it was Bernese Mountain Railway. Thankfully, the Lord opened an opportunity for us to bring our dogs and ourselves to the mountains here in Wyoming. And we now live at the foot of the beautiful Beartooth Mountain Range, and our property borders, we have 37 acres, borders the Clarks Fork River. So it didn't seem fitting to keep the railway name. People were like, when they would come visit our program, they're like, where's the train tracks? Where's the railroad? There isn't one. Thankfully, we don't have to go to sleep or try to go to sleep to that train noise. We changed the name to reflect where we are now, and these dogs are loving this weather. It's Easter weekend and it's like 37 degrees. It was supposed to be a beautiful weekend. I wanted to do this outside. The dogs wouldn't mind. I had a hard time getting them in today each time I let them out to play, but I can't take it. So we came inside. So those are actually all the questions that were asked, two that weren't. And so now I thought we would see if I could get these guys interested in some nose work. I wanted to do an Easter egg hunt, some scent work, but the weather didn't cooperate with the outside. But I do have some Easter eggs here filled with some treats. So I thought I would see if anybody was interested in nosing those around to see what might be inside. Come on, Viper. Good boy. What about you guys? Come over here, you're missing all the fun. Oh, okay, come here. Can you open up? And something else that's fun to do, I do have videos on this. And again, scent work. This is just a cheap bath mat I picked up at a yard sale. They sell these for a lot more money for dogs, and we do have those snuffle mats. But I like this as a beginning mat. They're starting to figure out there's something fun and good inside those eggs. So while they're busy there, I will get some of their cheese into this snuffle mat. The idea is to put a high value treat, that didn't get cut up, into the nap of this and let them nose around. Where's everybody? Come on guys, you're missing all the fun. I'm gonna get up a minute and go find everybody else. Hey guys, look over here. You're missing that Easter as you can see, he's using the potty. Good boy. Such a smart boy. Okay. Is there anything fun in there that you want to try to open? Look here. Are they all empty? I want to wish everybody on my Facebook page a very happy Resurrection Sunday. We've got another big week planned. We're going to 3 senior centers for senior living and a couple of schools. So stay tuned to my page for all those updates. Thanks for watching.